So how do you set goals in a team situation? Well, what we're trying to do here is avoid a sense that we're strapped onto a trolley just going wherever mum wants us to go, handcuffed there and just going against our will. And that's the way some athletes can feel when the goals are set in a very authoritarian or incorrect kind of way. So there's a few structures and processes that can be helpful to follow when you're trying to set a goal for a team. So Widmeyer and Duchamp in 1997 created this system, and I think it fosters a lot of the psychological needs that are important when you're trying to motivate athletes. The first is just nurturing that immediate long-term kind of drive that people have to get to some sort of long-term goal. And a lot of teams already have this. If you're working with a team or a squad, there's often automatically some sort of thing you're working towards. So it could be a grand final or a premiership, and these are automatic. So try not to stifle them too much. But as we know from some of the theories, too much of a focus on an outcome goal isn't necessarily helpful. So from that outcome, that long-term goal, we want to kind of scale things back and identify some of the short-term goals that allow us to see progress towards that outcome. So these could be goals about different benchmarks of performance that we want to achieve, or it could be things we want to learn. Okay, so maybe we want to master a certain defensive strategy, maybe we want to get our fitness levels up to a certain point. So, if we look at trying to improve someone's fitness, it's quite easy to take measurements of things like fitness and set short-term goals about how to get to some sort of outcome. We also want all team members to be part of this goal-setting process. We don't want to just say, look, here's the goal, grab on, we're going to all get fitter. You kind of say, well, we want to win a grand final. What are some of the things that we might improve? So fitness might be one of them, defensive structures could be another, and we're trying to work together as a team to identify the sorts of things that might be most helpful. Once we've done that, it's important to kind of monitor our progress towards those goals. So if we want to improve our fitness, that means we've got to measure our fitness, or at least monitor the amount of fitness training we're engaging in, okay? So remember, the goal could be to get our average beep test scores up to a 12, okay? But it also could be to do hard fitness training 3 times a week. And both of those goals are easy to monitor. We can take our beep tests regularly, or we can monitor the amount of fitness training we're doing, working towards these short-term goals. It's important to kind of occasionally reinforce people for achieving progress, for making progress. Now, this is very nuanced, and it's important that you don't hang a carrot out and say, hey guys, come on, we've got to get to this fitness level and then we can all have a day off or a week off, or then we get a bonus. Okay, those sorts of things aren't functional, because the motivation is to get there, and it takes away any intrinsic motivation for improvement or for the goal. What is helpful, according to self-determination theory, is to take away that focus from the extrinsic motivator, and for us to provide some reinforcement once people get there as a surprise. So if we set as a goal as a team, we want to get our beep tests above 12 on average, then what you might do is, once we start making progress and getting better, you could then provide a whole lot of lavish praise and reinforcement and rewards as reinforcement for getting there, but not used as the sole motivator to get to that goal. Okay? And the last step is to create this team confidence to achieving the goal by helping each individual feel like they're improving. And this can be helped by giving each individual accountability towards the goal, okay? Monitoring a few people's, all of the individual behaviour towards what have you done to help, what have you done for your fitness, etc. Monitoring each individual's fitness, okay? And providing that confidence, that showing that improvement will also help develop that confidence. So all of these things will improve people's sense of confidence, but what we're trying to do is create structures where the whole team feels like they've chosen their own long-term goal, they've chosen their own steps to get there, and we're giving them all this encouragement and nurturing to help achieve the goals that they've set.